Hello, I'm Jake.
My name is Garrett.
And my name is Dare, and this is To Be Continued, where we continue all your favorite stories from TV, movies, and anything else pop culture related.
Tonight's topic is Die Hard.
Oh, it's 2:41 p.m. That is very relative to nothing. But Die Hard is what we were talking about. I just want to call you out, make a little joke. I just thought that was funny. I thought it was way later. I was like, where did time go today? Like, what happened?
Wow.
But
okay, yeah.
Jesus. What we're trying to do here is make a nice Christmas-themed end-of-year celebration with the month of December, it feels like. Can we all get a hoo-yah?
Hoo-yah.
Yeah, thank you.
Hoorah. Oh, hoo-yah.
I feel like one of those movies that is a little less known in the sense that you don't think of it as a Christmas movie, but definitely takes place on Christmas.
Yes.
And definitely has a beautiful theme to survival
and
unity.
The decor of the Christmas party, beautiful, stunning. I saw jingle and bells everywhere.
So I think that's one of those things that you should at least acknowledge when you're gonna do a Christmas themed blank with a podcast and you don't have a Die Hard addition to the movie.
What?
Or addition to that show.
Yeah.
I feel like you're doing a discredit.
Huge discredit
to the world.
You need Bruce Willis in there.
Yeah, you need Bruce Willis's love, and you need Santa Claus to be there for you. And I feel like I feel like this is just one of those movies that you got to talk about if you're gonna do the Christmas shit.
Very much so, and let's start off by saying that Die Hard was one of those classic 80s action films that was just kind of barely made the era. I think it was 88, right, that it came out, or 89 maybe.
Let me pull up the facts.
But you can definitely tell it's an old like
I think
movie.
It's 85.
When you watch it like kind of dates itself, man. The huge phones. The limo driver that just waits there. The limo driver, not the Uber.
1988, you are correct. Shout out to you. Fun fact, this is actually, what's his name? Alan Rickman's first film.
Oh, yeah.
First film?
Wow.
First film ever.
Very impressive.
And he's literally one of the most iconic villains ever with Hans Gruber. He took the whole idea of that mustache twirling villain, but also added, like, a little bit more depth to it, like, I don't know, a little bit more caricatures, I would say. Like, nuance is very key in those films where you're not overdoing it, because everyone knows it's just an action film. No one's going there to cry. No one's going, you know what I mean? You're going there to see some action. But this movie also, I think, is one of those pinnacle 80s action films that also just really blends the levity of, like, still making you care within the action. And I think that's, like, why it's so beloved and why it's such a classic.
It made one of those, like, really, like, action explosion movies seem kind of, like, realistic and grounded, because he really shows himself as, like, a normal guy who's just, like, an experienced, kind of rugged, like, just tired guy that really... You don't expect him to bust out all the things that he's doing, like the whole stepping on glass scene. Like, it's really cool. It makes our hero relatable instead of, like, watching The Rock do all these, like, crazy stunts and all that. But you watch, like, Die Hard, and it's like, man, it's like, damn, you can feel, like, the tense heat and, like, consequence in it.
And I like I don't know, I guess I just kind of noticed this more so this time around watching it, but it was cool to kind of see that he's not... Like, he's out of his element alone just being in LA, you know what I mean? He's a New York cop, and he's, like, visiting his wife, so it's, like, or estranged wife, I don't even know. Like,
it's kind of weird.
Yeah, kind of weird. There was definitely not a normal, you know, relationship there, I would say, as far as, like, man and woman.
Well, I think she was tired of him, and he was just trying to, like... I don't know.
Because was it ever implicitly said? Am I missing something? Or it was just kind of like weird tension, right? Like,
yeah, I mean, throughout it was honestly just strange.
Don't they get together at the end?
Yeah. But I'm saying the past history and stuff. Like, what was the deal with that? Is it ever? It's never like.
Argyle points it out. He's like, she wanted to go, like, in her career move and do her career plan, her life. And Bruce Willis was like, oh, you're not going to make it, so I'll just, like, wait. And then it kind of caused, like, some issues to build their, like, separation, because it started with separation.
I just feel like...
Argyle's the man.
I just feel like this movie's so fun, man. Like, it's just so good. It just has a very nice bow on the top of it. Like, just as far as, like, just being, like, what it is, it doesn't overstay its welcome. It just makes you happy. It makes me happy. I mean, I can't speak for the world, but I would like to. And if you hate Die Hard, I want to know why. Let us know.
No, and definitely, and when you think about it, it's like back in like the 80s, most of the people who were in these like, you know, crazy breakthrough action movies, they're all like huge and like giant like bodybuilder guys like Arnold Schwarzenegger and whatnot, you know, and then they picked
Willis with hair.
Bruce Willis was just like a smaller kind of like, you know, mainstream kind of, you know, by the book. I don't know, he wasn't big or anything. He was
Not
just,
at all.
Yeah, he was just like a normal looking guy.
And they got I just remembered when I saw his face, but isn't the guy, his name's Reginald Vell Johnson? Isn't he the guy from Family Matters too?
He is, yes.
Right?
Yeah, the cop.
And he plays the cop in Family Matters. It's like a bumbling cop. So it's like way before. Yeah, it's before Family Matters because it's the 80s. But that like blew my mind when I was like, wait a second.
Why does that guy look familiar?
I can't take you serious now because you were such a, like you were just Carl or whatever in Family Matters.
He's always got faith in him though. You know? He's always got
like,
faith.
It was such a cool little like put together. You know what I mean? 'Cause, and then you do the math and you're like, wait, that's before Family Matters. So he was trying to be like a serious like. He was like that was a point in his career where he could play a serious cop. I don't think after Family Matters people could cast him as that because that was such a beloved show. It's so iconic. You see his face and that's what you match it to. Like, but it's just one of those things. But that was just such a cool thing. I don't know because you're able to look at it through a different lens. Like in 2018, shit, we're almost in 2019. It's crazy.
Jesus.
But as far as continuing Die Hard, Darius, what are you thinking?
Well, I'm remembering this like Office clip. Michael Scott like tells the problem with Die Hard that like the rest of the movies they just go for that like over the top explosion, jumping every shark they possibly can, and it kind of gets like it's kind of becomes like hard to watch and just like drowned itself out. But to continue it from like after the Christmas party story, I think we just have to bring. I don't want to see the same thing done twice, you know. So that's kind of the hard part to avoid, because you don't want to like rewatch the same movie. I'm drawing a blank right now, man. Like I don't want to do another like same villain, but maybe, how about Argyle? Argyle gets kidnapped, and he has to return the favor, or Bruce Willis has to like go after him. So I'm thinking of like a Taken kind of style, but more of just like a kind of friend trying to save a friend. Is that? I don't know. I love Argyle, so I kind of want to see more of him.
It's so interesting with this film because it's like he really like what's it called? He's just like an average guy. He's not like it all kind of just is by circumstance and coincidence in my opinion.
He's that retired, or is he a retired cop?
Comes across that way, yeah. In my opinion, like he's older. He's definitely not like a young guy. Like he's not like 20. You know what I mean? In my opinion, is he? He's not. He's like old.
It was a long time ago. I mean, he had to be younger back then. He carried a gun on the plane.
Yeah, that was
like,
cool.
What was that?
That was cool. There's a lot of cocaine in this film too, or not a lot, but that one character was doing cocaine.
Oh my god!
Hart Bochner's Harry Ellis, the character name.
Right.
He was just popping up, and I also want to just make it clear: we know that there are sequels to Die Hard, but I've seen them, and I don't feel like any of them really like get the idea. And I think it just comes down to, in my opinion, it's just so ridiculous that it's just this one guy killing like 13 people at the end or like whatever. It's like a guy coming against all odds or whatever, like, you know what I mean, and just still overcoming and winning, and also just has that 80s flair. But I feel like a lot of those next ones try to like, I don't know if you've seen them, but they try to like bring in like what's it called, what's his fucking name? Why do I keep spacing on Alan Rickman's character's name, which is Hans Gruber? I always want to say MacGruber, which is the SNL. MacGruber. But yeah, they bring in like his brother, and then like actually Hans shows up in like one of the films is in like a flashback. And it's just like, I don't like how it all kind of, they try to interweave this character arc around these like character trees, and I think that like just taking the idea of stealing the best friend, you know what I mean, or like giving him just the idea of a problem and then just putting him in a situation to solve it works better than them trying to like give reason to and more context to the first one, because the first one in my opinion is all by circumstance and coincidence and just works out in his favor, because he's the man. You know what I mean? But he's almost like a superhero in a way, in my opinion. Like he just does it, you know. And there's not a lot of like questions that I feel like I need to ask the like. There's nothing like.
You get why immediately.
I'm okay with even if there is parts where I'm like, well, that doesn't like that's not realistic or whatever it is. I'm okay with it because of the world that they set up. It's just like, well, that's this guy's just fucking lucky tonight. You know what I mean? And he's just killing it. And he's talented, and he has the pedigree to be in that situation to be able to handle it and tackle it at that certain part. But what you said, I've never thought about. But just the simple idea of just giving him a problem and then letting him tackle it is almost way more interesting and entertaining to me than
to see the villain come back.
Than to see like a villain come back or like try to like, oh, he took my wife. Oh, that's because you killed my brother. Like, you know, and it's like, no, dude, like, I don't care, you know, like, because all I care about is just John McClane doing cool shit. Like, that's it.
Can I pitch you a story real quick?
Go for it.
Please.
Fuck yeah. Because I think you almost took me away from, I was going to try and bring in like some cool family thing, but I agree. Like, I thought we were all going to go that way, but seeing you go that.
Well, I am thinking
give me
family
some shit.
now.
Okay.
I am thinking.
All right.
Maybe
I'll come back to you then later.
I'm thinking
but
of
let me
Bruce
hear it.
Willis's family.
All right.
Okay.
So now that after the movie, like the relationship between him and his wife are getting better, but his kids aren't doing better. They're kind of like, what is this in and out stuff? And it's kind of disrupting them, so that they're becoming a problem as
Great
they grow up.
burgers.
So, however, I was thinking it gets to a point where like the kids somehow get kidnapped, like in the projects or a gang or something like that. And the reason Bruce Willis is gonna, go in is because now he has to get back to work to provide for his family. Like he's a cop again, but he finds out his kids have been kidnapped in like the worst like areas. So it's Bruce Willis climbing up like the apartment buildings trying to save his kids. And so them kind of like to bring those two aspects together. But I want to see Bruce Willis just like going to the hood.
I'm like,
I want to see him in the hood, man.
Okay. So like we're talking
I don't
about
know,
tackling like a drug cartel kind of deal, or like
Or smaller crimes.
To have the cocaine back in these movies, because that should be a reoccurring theme. I feel
Okay.
like for the Die Hard.
Got it.
And
yes,
you just make it on the night of Christmas Eve, when the next year when they're coming to dinner, they're supposed to be coming downstairs, and it's like, oh, Christmas dinner's ready, and then
about like the grandparents are over.
Everyone's
and they have
over.
to, show that they are like good, we're a good family.
John McClane just sits down. He sees the roast turkey and ham on the table, and he's just ready to go in. And he calls the kids down, and nothing. So he walks upstairs. And there's a video playing on one of the kids' screens, and it just says,
Happy Thanksgiving.
It's Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Thought we were changing the holiday.
It's like, I'll tell you what I want for Christmas, and I'll tell you what you'll get for Christmas if I get what I want for Christmas.
What?
Does that make sense?
What?
Anyway.
Excuse me, sir.
Would you want to see a crossover movie?
So wait. I want to point something out. I'm on the fandom wiki for Die Hard. I'm on the Hans Gruber page.
Yes.
And it has this sentence.
The sentence?
It has this one sentence that I think is exactly what I'm talking about. It is a cool description of why Die Hard is so cool. 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 Hans met his end after underestimating the courage of a one John McClane.
Oh,
Comma.
chills.
Who, comma, despite being outmanned 13-1, comma, managed to save the hostages of Nakatomi Plaza. That just shows of a one John McClane, who, despite being outmanned, and they're also talking about the courage. People of the court, I just want to exclaim that John McClane is just one man. But John McClane cannot be outmanned due to his courage. 13-1, 15-1, 16-1 don't matter. He's going to save the hostages of any place. And I think that is something that just needs to be applied to the mold of continuing this film franchise without it being stale. And I think that is like the overall reaction to just Die Hard's sequels, is that they're just always lackluster. They're never really matching up. But like you said, crossovers though, with what? Like Taken?
No, I just had this.
Beverly Hills Cop.
Beverly Hills Cop, that'd be sick. Or Rush Hour.
Oh my God, Rush Hour. Okay, what other like badass movies included cops? I'm honestly, the first thing that came to my mind was RoboCop.
Let's Be Cops. No, okay, I'm just.
Let's Be Cops.
Good Jake Johnson.
What was that one movie?
Mix it up with John McClane.
The Watch.
The Watch. Yeah, that's Jake Gyllenhaal. Oh man, wow. Yeah, we don't want to do.
No, that's a whole different tone. But
can we bring the Terminator in here somewhere? I don't know why, because this is around the same time.
All right, so
RoboCop, Terminator.
I feel like
Christmas special.
Let's analyze. Let's pick 3 to analyze. 3 crossovers to work with here.
Okay.
I
feel like what we could also do is just have a vignette series where it's just 5-minute like animated shorts just stitched together, and it's just John McClane showing up in like the climax of every action film, every iconic action movie scene, and just saving the day. So like L. Ripley's about to kill the alien, or like she's about to get eaten, and then like John McClane just walks up and like shoots it. And I feel like that's where John McClane highlights. It's just saving the fucking day because he's John fucking McClane.
Can we make it like 10 minutes one? Just 10-minute vignettes, maybe 6 of them, so it's a solid hour.
Yep.
But at least 3 of them have to occur on Christmas.
Yeah.
And or holiday related.
Rudolph is in danger. Don't fucking bully Rudolph. He's the fucking leader.
Yeah.
Take out the little reindeer. Don't need him.
Okay.
I also like how you guys are like, wait, Garrett, you think that's the climax of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is when he's getting bullied in the first 5 minutes? Yes.
Yes,
that's the part
I
that
do.
hit me most. Yeah, it was fun.
Okay, I'm definitely loving the Rush Hour idea.
I think Rush Hour would be
most definitely would love to see the chemistry with Chris Tucker, Jackie Chan, Bruce Willis.
Oh my gosh,
what about like 21 Jump Street?
I bet you that's
like weird. It's weird, but they could definitely play into the action scenes, like just the comedy of how like outrageous some of the stuff John McClane's doing. Like he's just like he's dodging like all these bullets, or like taking down like 13 men in like a scene, and like Jonah Hill's just like, how the fuck are you?
Or I could definitely see like if you just had like a cast of like the Let's Be Cops, the 21 Jump Street, like just the more foolish like famous cop movies,
yep.
And then at the end of them they're just everything's hopeless, they're just struggling in their first team up movie, and they're about to lose, and out of left field comes John McClane just to save the day single-handedly, and it's from Santa.
Cut to credits. It's from Santa. I like the idea of the whole movie takes place in August until John McClane shows up, and it randomly is December on Christmas.
Of course, they're held prisoner for 4 months, so that
the time
Do you remember Santa Claus movie with Tim Allen? What if you?
Oh my God, that was on last night. That was literally on last night. I mean, obviously it's December, but
picture that with John McClane. To see Santa like fall off the roof, and then John McClane has to be
that's the one.
What?
That's the one.
I have to be Santa.
That's the one.
And he has to go across the world.
That's the fucking one, dude. You keep
I
all the
just want that like
catchphrases.
hard character.
You do it all.
I feel like there has to be a Christmas Die Hard special already out there. How could there not be?
All right, I'll Google that real quick.
Google, please. There's got to be at least a commercial out there.
I feel like
I'm John McClane.
That's
and I want to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Just like
Santa with John McClane, like.
Well, you guys are
the
saying,
day
like,
after, because it's Christmas Eve.
Or what if it was like?
That's so fucking funny.
Wait,
like,
what?
He just had the longest day, because doesn't it take place on Christmas Eve? Die Hard.
Yeah.
So then.
Yeah. I think so.
Right?
I think, like,
no, Christmas Eve.
So then, couldn't. Right after he goes home, he pulls into his driveway. Santa fucking hits the floor. He gets out of his car, and then he has to be Santa. And he's just like, you know what fucking day I just had?
Damn.
And then he still saves the day.
Or what if he just like, for some reason takes
I just thought that'd be ridiculous. Like, how much more worse could John McClane's 24 hours be until like he finds dead Santa and has to save the day?
Oh my
God!
God!
It would be okay because Argyle would be the elf.
Ooh,
he would be the head elf.
100%.
What a picture that just turning around the corner like Argyle's just like, hey man, like I'm an elf. Bet you didn't know that. You're in for a doozy. I didn't drug you. This is real. This is like
Alright, I'm looking up Christmas special. There's gotta be a Die Hard Christmas sweater.
Oh, how much is it?
I don't know. It's just
I really like this team up idea. I like the idea of like the duel of all duels between 80s cops.
So there's an illustrated novel.
Starsky and Hutch versus John McClane.
That's a good one. That would fit like pretty well.
Starsky
probably.
and Hutch. Oh my god.
Just because they're both like of that time.
I see Bruce, like John McClane as like such an experience, like that rugged, like I'm too old for this shit, but with like his courageous heart, he's like, I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm not gonna complain, but I'm gonna get it done. But you pair that up with someone who's like comedic and stuff, then you have that like that trying to be serious tone, which is gonna be like funny. Not trying to be serious like with the like filming of it, but like, you know, you get the comedy character to try and be more like serious. Like picture when you said Rush Hour, I was thinking both Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker are gonna have to be like serious and act like real cops in front of John McClane. I think that's what you get when you put John McClane like with a comedic role.
So there's no Christmas special like officially
per se,
but there's definitely an illustrated novel that's called A Die Hard Christmas.
Not that we're recommending you go look that up immediately.
But there is something else that I found by the Normal Community Theater. It's sitting it's on Normal TV, and it's called A Very Die Hard Christmas Special, and it's a fully live action. They like redid Die Hard. So just shout out to them. Just wanted to give them a shout out. Like there's no official one, but there's a very amateurly done one, and it's probably better than I would have thought of. I haven't seen it yet, but you know what I'm doing after this?
Dying hard
via their Christmas special. Dying hard. All right, Darius. Is that a threat?
What else would you want to see the Die Hard? What? Caught me off guard. What else? Like, I'm going instantly into platforms. What other like different platforms do you want to see a Die Hard movie, a Die Hard remake or reboot? You know how Disney's doing the live action. What kind of place would you throw Die Hard?
We go animated.
What about an animated Die Hard Disney style like movie?
In the style of Wreck-It Ralph. I don't know. I can picture his like face looking like Wreck-It Ralph for some reason. Like I feel like
I actually definitely see that now.
You know what I mean?
If he was just kind of balding more, and
I think that's also
a little
coming
thinner.
from the fact that
Is Bruce Willis tall?
That's what that illustrated novel looked like. Let me show you a picture of it just so everyone knows. That's what that looks like to me, kind of Wreck-It Ralph.
Oh yeah, that does look like. So. The Die Hard Christmas is.
Yeah, Die Hard Christmas, the illustrated novel.
I've seen that artwork before.
Okay,
I had too, but I thought maybe I was only saying that in my head because of Wreck-It Ralph, but maybe not.
I mean, it looks like it could like.
Looks like a lot of things, man. Looks like Call of Duty. Not at all. Stop looking at it. Stop.
So it's almost like a claymation, like.
Claymation John McClane.
Oh,
wow!
Dude.
Just make it a quick 15-minute Christmas
Batman
special.
Villain would John McClane end up being if he lived in Gotham?
What Batman?
Wow.
John McClane, I feel like would be like a Red Hood type, where he thinks he's like
after
doing
that,
a good job, like.
After that night, though.
After that night.
That would
how that would change him?
Yeah, that would fuck him up, bro. I feel like he'd go into like. You guys said claymation, and I automatically just want him to be Clayface. I don't know why, but
I mean, I get why, but.
Or like Man Bat. Like he realizes that like, even though he saved the day in that one instance, living in Gotham City, he'll never be the true hero.
Well, I think he would be like a really.
So he's like, I gotta turn into the Batman, but then he turns into a bat instead of more man, like more bat than man. So he turns into Man Bat.
That's what I don't get. I feel like if you're more bat than man, then you would be Batman. But if you're more man than bat, then you would be Man Bat.
You know, dude.
All right.
Maybe we're getting into this too much. I think he would be a Harvey Dent, Two-Face.
That makes way more plausible. No Joker. I don't see it. He's too rugged.
Too rugged.
Hey, I'm the Joker.
He's not crazy per se. I mean, I guess Two-Face kind of is.
Would you guys want to see? Well, you said what about a McClane musical?
I was a fan of that.
Like a Broadway show, though.
I'm saving the day on
Christmas special. Dude, that would be amazing to see. It's like...
German terrorist, suck me.
Yippee-ki. Yeah! That's an opera. That's like a...
Anyway. Christmas is under attack.
Dude, there's a lot of foreshadowing in the Die Hard movie. Like in the very first couple minutes, there's all the exposition is like freaking foreshadowing of like what's to come. There's one where he
Did Die Hard come out on Christmas or
No,
near
it came out in
Christmas?
July. I meant to mention that earlier. July 15th, 1998.
Wow, that
In the middle of the year.
In the middle of the year. So I was like, that's so weird that it still took place on Christmas. But it's not a Christmas movie, but it fucking is. Because he saves Christmas. That Christmas would have been ruined for a lot of people.
a lot of people. It still was.
But it was improved because of John Mcclane.
German terrorist
Like on a scale
families.
from like 1 to 10, like how fucked up that Christmas could have been for a lot of those people, it was probably like a 7 because of John Mcclane instead of a 10.
Weren't they? Well, they were after just money, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about what if they lost the money, dude?
Oh, so they're taking hostages.
But wasn't there like a party also going on? And like I said,
No, that's the hostages is the party.
yeah. So like all those people, I'm talking about them. Like they could have died, but they didn't. So like a 10 is death. They still got hostaged, so that's still like a 7 on the scale from 1 to shit. Like it's still a shitty Christmas Eve,
Well, they got
but it would have been way worse.
The hostages that they were like threatening was because the police came, right? I'm trying to think if there was a way that the people could have just gotten the money and just got out.
They probably could have.
Do you think they would have done that? Like just keep the hostages all there, traumatized? No witnesses. Never mind. Nope.
Oh yeah.
No,
You're right.
That kind of crew, they were not gonna leave witnesses, man. They'll probably disguise it as like a random explosion happened.
For
at, like,
sure.
the building. Dang it. Because those were professionals. They were going in. They knew what they're doing.
So weird. Why would you do it on Christmas Eve, you monsters?
It's really throwing me for a loop right now.
Well,
I don't know
traffic
what to
is pretty
think.
blocked up in that like part of town. Plus, you got like. No, that's actually kind of strategic. Like the whole everyone's celebrating all.
Everyone's
Oh,
distracted.
okay, yeah,
Yeah.
distracted. They're already scatterbrained from the holiday season. The holiday shopping is
Everyone's
crazy.
leaving,
Typically
so why don't we take?
And who's working on Christmas Eve? That was just a Christmas
Them.
party.
I feel like a lot of people have to work on Christmas Eve.
Well, not that building.
No, I mean,
for that building that they were like getting. It was
Yeah,
only
those
because
people
the
were
Christmas
closed for
party
a
was
week,
there.
probably.
Yeah.
What?
That building looked like it had some money. Like they could afford to close for like the week of Christmas.
Yeah.
Mm.
Or the night, like.
Or the night,
that's
yeah,
just
at
like
least.
one good opportunity where everything like. I mean, granted, Hans Gruber wasn't wearing a mask. He was just like, just showing his face to everyone, everywhere. Or no, he was staying up in the ivory tower.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
He took a fall though.
Oh yeah.
Spoilers,
Off the
obviously.
building.
But
So what other Die Hard are we getting?
I would like a Die Hard video game.
I would like a. Is there a Funko Die Hard?
There's gotta
I
be
kind
a
of want like a
Die
Funko
Hard.
Die Hard. Would you guys want to? Okay, random thought, but you know how there's the Lego movie. Would you guys want a Funko movie? Picture like a full like.
They could do that. I don't like
Yeah,
their
that'd be
faces.
Anything's possible.
Okay.
I don't know. I like them on my shelves, but the minute they start talking, I'm gonna have some problems with those fuckers.
Dang.
I don't know. It's just something about that like mouth. It just scares me. It's like small, right? Don't they have
Yeah.
like big eyes, small mouth?
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't move that.
Okay.
Don't animate that. That's
Doesn't
scary.
E.T. look like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one said E.T.'s a pleasure to look
Yeah.
at.
No one.
No, he doesn't. No.
But I'm not like no one made a movie all ETs. Like you know what I mean?
God. Okay. If we were just like throwing John Mcclane in any time or place or like world.
The Funko world is where we need him.
No. Oh
Okay.
God.
I think
Would he be as
John
tall as the-
McClane John McClane would do nice in the 1920s. And let me tell you
You
why.
thinking Great Gatsby?
Well, he's originally from New York, correct?
Yes.
Okay, New York, 1920s. Great Gatsby's around. Great Gatsby was a big alcohol bootlegger. So obviously John McClane is sent to get him, you know?
What if he's
And
trying
it's
to,
kinda like
arrest him
the-
for like prohibition and stuff?
Exactly
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
So
And
instead
so
of cocaine, we're gonna be using alcohol.
yes, precisely.
Okay, gotta make sure.
And-
Get that in there.
And it's kind of like you want like both sides to win. Like you want Great Gatsby to win, but you also want John McClane to win. So like we kind of like,
You want a Great Gatsby versus
Yes.
John McClane.
yeah.
What if John McClane found the
Amer-
DeLorean?
He would most definitely go defeat Great Gatsby.
Dang, John McClane would make a great cop in that world, man. Like he could be not about all the flashy stuff, and he's like, "I see you for what you are."
He's got like the pocket watch and like the pinstripe suit
Yeah.
with the hat.
Holding like his hands in his pocket, smoking a cigar.
executioner.
And Great Gatsby's like, "Now listen, old sport. I think you're doing a great, fine job. Except you just can't be coming up in my neighborhood like that. And my friends, man, they don't need any peace or problem from you."
Ooh,
And then just tells him off like that, just keeps it clean.
Chills.
And then that's when the...
and then cue music.
Yeah.
We are losing Christmas.
In New York!
I got 100 Christmas bells. anyway.
John Mcclane. John
So
McClane.
that would be cool.
That would be good. It obviously have to be like some sort of like a
Do they have like a
trilogy or something? Yeah.
Oh, trilogy.
You can't just have them just go and have one movie. It's obviously got to be more of a build up.
We should pair John McClane up with a team. We should give him like the Expendables did. But with John McClane gets to be like,
I like that.
who would you pick? Let's just throw some like, how about some Jet Li or some like Bruce Lee and John McClane? What would compliment?
Rambo.
Chuck Norris.
Chuck Norris.
Rambo and Chuck Norris.
Chuck Norris. And Rambo.
Thank you.
And Arnold. And Gerard Butler. Let's throw him in there.
Wait, what Arnold are we getting?
Old Arnold.
Hey,
We're
Arnold.
de-aging everybody.
Oh.
Arnold.
Digitally.
D8. Oh, okay. Wow.
Mhm. Have you heard the rumors for the new Die Hard?
No.
They're gonna do it on a young John McClane. They're gonna de-age Bruce Willis.
They're gonna de-age Bruce Willis.
Apparently, they're either gonna de-age Bruce Willis or try to find somebody who looks like him, and then segue into a new series of Die Hard with this other guy who is just, and it's just filling in the time period. Like here's a story from when he was 20.
I mean, that's one way to.
But then
continue a story,
but there's a chance that
He has hair.
I'm telling you,
He has
if
hair.
this takes place
No, take
before
off his
Die
hair.
Hard 1,
I want to see him like born bald.
if this takes place before Die Hard 1, I will have the utmost problem because of what I said. It just feels like it's a circumstance. It just happened to him. Like don't.
Well, maybe
don't.
you got to see what made him able to handle that kind of, especially
He's a cop.
at
come on,
such a
first
stressful time as
It
Christmas.
feels. If he's like specially trained, I'll be pissed. Like that's what I'm saying. Like
Oh, he most definitely was.
yeah, if he's like a retired cop, then,
Ex Special Forces, most definitely.
Well,
Bro,
we
if
can
that's
see-
what it is, no.
What if
No.
we see a young John McClane like
Operative
making
John
mistakes
McClane.
and like learning from it? Like, what if John McClane is like a young John McClane making mistakes on the job that's costing him like dear his life, and then he has to like learn and figure out things on his own to get out.
That sounds great, but why the fuck are we making it? Like I would never have like watched Die Hard and been like, that's what I need to see next. You know what I mean? Like
It's
that's
just-
the frustrating thing.
They're trying to like get some more cash.
It's just
out
like
of
let it go. Just try to make another action movie with the guy who
Well,
you're trying to segue in.
you
Like,
know
why
how
does
they
he have
do-
to play John McClane if you think that this young kid could be a good action star? You know?
Would you want to see? You know how
You gotta-
Rocky did with Creed?
Chase the dream, you know?
Would you want the kid thing? Doesn't he have a kid in one of them? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
He does.
He has a kid. He has a kid in a.
No, but like an older kid who's like doing shit with him.
No, that's his daughter's boyfriend. I think.
My apologies. Wow.
Oh.
Hello. But yeah, that was actually the alarm. There's been a radioactive spider released into the wild.
Ow! Something
Well.
just bit me.
Wow. You're the
Peter, I
chosen
mean,
one.
Jake.
Jake. Jonathan.
Would you guys want to see how like Rocky did with Creed with John McClane? If you're gonna continue it, instead of continuing John McClane's story, what about like so maybe like the daughter's boyfriend or maybe someone else?
Fuck no to the daughter's
No.
boyfriend.
Okay, how about the son then?
Look a
Or
little bit.
someone, yeah.
No,
I'm
like
trying to
seriously,
think. Yeah,
like
just John McClane needs.
I think
to,
John McClane needs to handle all business, all his business. There is something about this film that just rubs me the wrong way. Picturing it like anybody else in that role. I don't know. Like I'm not even from the '80s. Like this is 7 years before I was born.
Yeah, you don't
but-
want to recast him, and you don't want to like.
I'm just not a fan.
You know,
Not a fan.
operation it. Like,
You're not a fan
work
of like the
together.
idea of
Just not
Doing it.
seeing him in that role. Yeah, that's not what
So
I'm here
maybe
to
we
do.
could just like pass along like. Maybe let's see. I'm trying to think of like, well, still with the whole Creed idea, like getting a different character, building him up with the help of like Batman Beyond, but with John McClane.
Okay.
So he's like maybe the kid is like in danger and John McClane's like captured, but he's talking to him on the radio and being like giving him help, like intense or.
How about like a son, a sophisticated young son of Hans Gruber, comes out pretty much out of nowhere after being a Yale graduate, and ends up being an officer in the United States Army.
I like how you said sophisticated.
Yeah, he's a cunning warrior,
dude.
Young and ambitious, and he ends up challenging John McClane's son. He ends up looking it up and finding out like who was it that took out his father, and so he essentially kidnaps John McClane because John McClane's an old man in a wheelchair by this time, and his son has to save John McClane, but John McClane ends up fighting his way out, and they end up taking down Hans Gruber together, and aids John McClane and his worthy son on Christmas.
On Christmas.
What if we just?
Yeah.
I'm gonna sound cynical.
Okay.
I'm gonna sound it.
Kill John McClane?
No.
Give him cancer and have it Breaking Bad?
Can he just be a deadbeat dad and just run away from his family and just not be a father?
Oh. Well.
That would add a whole nother layer.
Like, what if he just ran away to like Bangkok and just started fucking hoes and just started finding some trouble there?
Okay, so wait, hold on. Are you talking about like a Logan version of this where he's like in a? You said Bangkok?
I'm saying Bangkok. He's an alcoholic.
Yeah, he's drunk, kicking bottles in a bar.
Yep.
It's like 4 a.m. in the morning. He's been there all night. He smells like shit, piss, and liquor, and he's just trying to get up, and he has to get himself back together.
But not go see his family, because at the end of the movie, he gets kidnapped, and we take him to Russia, and that's the tease for the next one.
The gulag, yes.
And then in the next one, when you think he's about to get out of Russia and he's about to go home, oh fuck, the Chinese got him.
No, okay.
He's in China now. And then when he gets out of China, they're like, oh fuck yeah, he's gonna go see his kid. His kid's probably like 35 by now. And like John McClane's just fucking going through it. Nope, he just says, nah, fuck it. I'm gonna go drink some more in Bangkok. Back to Bangkok. Return to Bangkok. 4th film. Boom. We just made a series.
Okay, at a certain part, after like when he's in China, so after the Russia, then we got in China. You should have his kids try to find him. He's like, our father's been missing, it's been years, last known site was Russia. So they tell Russia real quick, and then they go to China, and they have to save John McClane from the Chinese government, all on Christmas.
Exactly. Every year it takes.
Glad we keep tying this back to Christmas for the sake of December.
My only question is though,
because it's a December to remember.
Exactly. I just want to.
What?
Does he go back home to his family in those ones?
You really want him to not? I know.
I'm just checking. I just want to know.
I'm gonna say yes.
I'm gonna say yes. Just
I'm not a fan of yours.
You're not a fan. Why aren't you a fan?
I just got some details that just like kind of made me. I liked it all. I really did.
Liked it, yeah, but some details.
Just some details.
What were those details?
Just,
Garrett,
why does he have to see his kid?
Because the man deserves a happy.
But can't he be happy just going to Bangkok? Can't he? I wish we just had a camera on Jake's expression right there, looking between us like, fuck.
Okay, wait.
I'm just here to record, ladies and gentlemen.
When he's in the bar, you could have him like playing a voicemail of his wife saying like, John McClane, like, please come home. Where have you been? Then he has to do some crazy adventure in Bangkok. Is it Bangkok or Bangkok? Whatever.
Bangkok.
Stop. Anyway.
Don't look into it, folks.
Before he's about to leave to go back home, like at the airport, he calls his wife and says, honey, I'm coming home. Like, I miss you and all that. But then, as he's like walking on his flight, he gets kidnapped.
Fuck yeah.
By the Russians.
The Russians.
Oh,
the Russian mob, not the government.
Okay.
The Russian government try to steal him from the Russian mob because of what he finds out about the Russian mob.
Here we go. Piggybacking off of yours. All right, ready? So,
yes.
That movie takes place.
Movie?
He gets out.
Yeah.
He gets out, finally goes home.
Okay.
He's listening to that same voicemail, but he's on the plane going home.
Yes.
He's listening to it in a more happy version. He's like, I'm going home. I'm coming.
Oh, my God. Okay, wait, hold on.
Let's go.
I'm not prepared.
He gets home.
Wait.
Whole family's murdered.
No!
Oh, my God. Okay.
Gotta go find those people.
Can I make a very bad joke right now?
Please.
Okay. When you said that he was getting on the plane, I just remembered that the first movie took place in the 80s.
Yes.
So I'm thinking after Bangkok and after Russia, there's a certain time period.
No!
He gets on that flight.
No.
And the flight doesn't make it to the destination.
Nope. Is this in September?
No.
Instead of December, it's a September to remember.
No, this is terrible. Maybe, but
we're jumping the shark on the show.
The only problem is that in a version where John Mcclane was there,
yes,
he would have saved the day. Anyways, moving on.
It turns into, what is that 50 Cent movie? Not Get Rich or Die Trying.
Oh, bro.
Was it Soul Plane?
Bro, I got you. Are we there yet?
No, dude, I'm thinking of the Boondocks episode of 50 Cent on the plane. Never mind.
All right.
Anyway, it's a fun.
You're talking about Snakes on a Plane with Samuel L. Jackson?
That's what I'm trying to think. I think I'm circling back to.
Yep. That's the one. He's on that plane too. Kills all the snakes with his bare fucking hands because he's John fucking McClane.
Did you just get Samuel L. Jackson and 50 Cent mixed up, or?
No, I was making a joke.
No, I mean, honestly, we went through so many medias. I was literally thinking of a Boondocks episode with Anyway. So yeah, okay. So forget September. That
was don't remember that event. Allow this to be comedy and satire if you are offended out there. But no, that is not the sequel that we will give this man.
Anyway, no. I like the Snakes on the Plane idea where John McClane has to team up.
It's like a 15-minute movie though. You're just like, oh, there's snakes, no worries. Boof, popping them over his fucking knee. Gah, headbutting him in the face. Biting their faces off.
What if John McClane developed a fear of flying from this movie?
Oh God. So he only takes long distance trains and drives places, and then what if he has to defeat he has to defeat train burglars that come on the Polar Express.
Okay.
I was thinking horses, but
yeah.
Reindeer. Yeah. Riding caribou.
Ooh, and what if the Polar Express doesn't make it and it gets like knocked off the tracks because of the burglars?
John McClane has to lift the train on his back, pull it with his own back. No. Just pulling the train, getting them where they need to be for Christmas.
Nah, man, I'm thinking using polar bears as reindeers and like getting the whole Polar Express as the carriage and they or the sleigh and they go off. You could have like a red-nosed polar bear.
What if John McClane just gets like diagnosed with Alzheimer's?
Oh,
and he's got to figure his shit out.
He doesn't do anything, but he just takes some time for himself.
Like I want to know what John McClane in an old person home is like. Like, is he fucking with other people? Like,
definitely not. He keeps to himself.
Can he play chess with like another man, like quietly, or is he just like, I'm gonna kill you if you beat me, or like?
I imagine him being like a
he's a
Gran
nice guy.
Torino kind of type
villain. I just picture him being super intense,
Gran Torino,
like Clint Eastwood,
cool.
Yeah.
That's the one. Actually, that's so.
What if John McClane went on Joe Rogan?
Okay.
The podcast.
I would.
I just want to see him talking to Joe Rogan about the event. He could be talking about Die Hard.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like I was just about to go to that. Dude, that's so funny,
right?
Oh, that's so good. Like Nakatomi Plaza.
I had to step on glass.
So let's talk about that day. Like let's talk.
You be John McClane. I'll be Joe Rogan.
I don't know if I could do it, but let's do it.
Okay. So you're telling me that you were on the, what is that? The vents?
Yes.
Holy shit! Like, how'd you even get in there?
Yes, Joe.
Yeah, how'd you get in there, John?
Fucking with my hands, Joe.
God damn.
Joe.
Yeah.
What I need you to know.
100%.
Is that there was only one thing running through my mind that night.
Yeah.
Am I gonna see Christmas Day? And anybody listening out there who thinks that they can't step up, and do something, I did.
See, that's why I love you. That's why I love you. That's why. I was just telling the other day we were talking about chimpanzees, man.
You started tweeting at me, and I girled the fuck out, dude. I love your show. It's so sick. So sick.
Yeah, man. We're glad to have you. Yeah.
My son loves it. My son. He was like, Dad, you gotta go on Joe Rogan. And I was like, oh, okay, son.
See, and then this is the part where like some other like terrorist organization comes in and tries to hijack the podcast.
The feed cuts,
and then
no, the feed goes live, and then the terrorists announce him. We've got Joe Rogan.
Oh,
John Mcclane.
But Joe
it's
Rogan,
your move.
Joe Rogan's camera guy has to like keep the line open and say like, "This is us. We need help. Somebody." And like Joe Rogan tells him, "Keep the line open so they can track us," while they have to like move through the vents of the building.
I like the
No,
idea.
or what if in it? Okay, so John Mcclane wasn't able to make it there, so he's just on FaceTime over with Joe Rogan. That's where the show's taking place. And then so it's just John McClane next to him. He's like, honestly, it's a pleasure to be here, Joe. And then all of a sudden you see the terrorists break in. They take over the feed and they start speaking to him. John, we've got Joe. If you want him back, you better make tonight available to make a visit to the studio.
Argyle, turn the car.
Fucking right.
Joe, oh my god.
Joe, have you ever pulled glass out of your own foot?
No.
You're doing a great Joe Rogan impression.
No.
No, tell me more. Like, I'm like...
I did it. It hurt.
Dude, I'm just thinking Joe Rogan would be like, "No, I didn't pull that, but I pulled something out of my butt."
No, yeah, for
He would
sure.
totally just go into like something about like,
For sure.
"You ever did that?" Like just like a
This is why my son loves your shows. The sex and dick jokes. No, I don't know. I picture him just being a little bit. He fucking saved the world, dude. Not really. He saved like a group of people, but like.
He did in one of the diehards, didn't he?
Yeah, it only got more crazy. That's why I didn't like it. It's like it being a very condensed story where he's just saving some people because he's just in the right place at the right time and he has the right set of skills due to his pedigree that isn't extremely ridiculous. He's not a ninja, right? Is John McClane a ninja? Answer me that.
One could argue that
One could argue?
quite possibly might be the Americanized slick
American Ninja
version.
Warrior, John McClane.
Yeah,
I feel like John McClane could host American Ninja Warrior
or Fear Factor
or Fear Factor
or one
Joe,
of those.
Fear Factor.
The more we were talking about it, the more I started blending John McClane and Joe Rogan
Me
into
too.
like
I
the
know,
same person. Like, and I was like, oh, this is funny as fuck.
Is that like wait fusion?
Yeah.
An announcer for UFC, maybe.
Is there anything we're missing? What type of video game would this work as? I think he would make a nice like pinball game.
John McClane, like
it would have to be like
hard pinball.
The whole thing is like the tower, and you got to like go through the levels.
Perfect.
Like, oh man.
Imagine you had the like
Argyle gives you confidence every now and then, like great job, or like
MMO RPG, dude. I want to level up my stats of my John McClane,
like
and fight him up against your John McClane on the online servers.
All right.
No, no one wants that.
I was thinking like a free reign Grand Theft Auto type with big name art, like the villains throughout the movies scattered throughout the plot, so you have to take them down one more time based on like
Could be like a hitman.
how they did it through the movie.
The expansions to that should be like 80s movies, like different movies that you
Yeah.
can go into. That would be crazy to like see a part.
A crossover 80s action movie game.
I don't know, man. I feel like while there's a lot to learn from John McClane.
What did you learn in the movie from John McClane? What kind of like life lessons, if he could like give you an inspirational like
Just be a badass.
just be a badass.
Just be a badass. Die hard.
Don't
Die
lower
hard.
your
That's the last
suspicions
one.
on Christmas.
What?
So don't lower your suspicions on Christmas.
Ooh.
Don't lower your suspicions on Christian.
That's actually a really good one.
Yeah.
That's true. I feel like my guard is off on Christmas.
Oh yeah.
You know? Like,
Yeah.
I feel at home. Because I probably am home.
Oh man. Okay, this is kind of sad, but what if John McClane has to talk about that Die Hard story with a suicide jumper on Christmas? God, so he's like on the top of the building. It just happens like it happened at another Christmas party. He's like, I get uncomfortable about these things. He's like, I know, but it was just one time.
Could they ever remake Die Hard?
A remake Die Hard?
Isn't that what they're doing? I guess it's like a prequel movie series.
Yeah, it seems like they're still trying to keep Willis involved because he's alive. But, like, could they ever... Like, is there any point? I don't think there's much point.
I
don't
think
think you
Tom
can-
Hardy would be great as John McClane
But why?
because he's the seasoned veteran we need.
Yeah.
He's the hero we deserve. Or not the hero we need, but the hero we... Whatever that Batman line is. I almost said lyric, which would be really funny because Batman could have an album.
He does know how to like sing opera.
Oh, yeah. In the
The animated like Justice League.
What?
Oh, I was thinking about the Adam West series where he sings that tune.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Batman can sing.
Yeah, Batman's a vocalist. Probably a violinist too. Maybe a pianist.
Man, John Mcclane, like, as an Injustice or, like, Mortal Kombat character would be a very fun DLC, man.
Who?
Like...
John Mcclane?
Yeah.
In Mortal Kombat?
Yeah, picture John Mcclane in Mortal Kombat. You know, that would be tight.
That would work.
He could throw glass.
I'd like that.
Like, oh, no. His finisher should be, like, he runs up to you, sweeps your feet, and then throws you on glass, and then he, like, just, like, punches your face twice, like...
Watches you fall to your death.
Yeah. Oh yeah, kick you off.
Mm-hmm. Kick you.
That's how he kicks you off the stage and turns into that like scene like whoa, how that green screen kind of like look like you're falling like no.
It's so good. It's so good.
Oh man.
I think we hit all the bases.
Yeah.
Anything else?
What is your highlights on what we've talked about for John Mcclane? What would you want to see?
Number one?
No, yeah, just your number one thing.
Honestly, dude, I was the only one who was a big fan of this. I didn't even say it.
What?
I just want him to be Santa. Like, I like the idea of him being the Santa, like crossing over with the Santa Claus. And I know we didn't go into that very much, but that was the idea of that is so cool. That is so cool to me.
He would be still having that like heart to, you know, do his best, but this is completely out of his element where he's not directly like fighting something. He's like trying to figure out how to be Santa for these kids.
Right.
Man.
How about you, Jake?
One of my favorites was most definitely the crossover. One being Rush Hour, for sure. I would definitely love to see that, especially on Christmas. Maybe something like Soo Young gets kidnapped again, you know, because that was in like the early '90s, so it would time well with a Die Hard sequel.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, you said Rush Hour, right?
Rush Hour, yeah.
Yeah.
Rush Hour. What was the other good crossover?
HBU, dog.
What's HBU?
How about you, dog?
Oh, sorry. I like the idea of the.
I'm hip with the kids, dog.
Yeah.
Folio.
Word up.
Word.
Groovy.
Fetch.
Say Fat Chance.
I just said
Fetch.
Fetch.
Oh, Fetch. Oh, from Mean Girls.
Those are Mean Girls.
To be continued. To be continued. Mean Girls. Anyway, what was my favorite?
To be continued on that.
Yeah. My favorite was the video game one where you said like you go through the map like a Grand Theft Auto. That sounds like that would be fun to play. Just like run around as John Mcclane and like hearing all these like random like quotes. Like,
aren't you kind of already playing John Mcclane in every Grand Theft Auto in a way?
Well,
like I feel like whatever, take Nico's name from number 4 and just put John Mcclane in every single line instead of Nico. Like
there you go.
Control F Nico and then replace with. I feel like it would work, and that just shows that I think that is the perfect one.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah.
Have Rockstar do it.
Play that right now.
100%. Let us know in the comment section below how you would to be continued Die Hard, and we will be bringing you other editions of Christmas films the rest of this month. My name's Garrett.
My name is Dare.
My name's Jake, and we want to wish you a happy holidays and a Merry Christmas. Thank you.
Hanukkah, dude.